I've had it! I've had enough! Back in Johnny's shed again, huh, Joe? What form of writing are you gonna reduce to a bad 5-minute video this week, huh?
Did you hear that?
It's all right for you. I never get to go out of this shed. Johnny never even notices me when he's in here on his own. He just pushes my buttons whenever he needs me. That's selfish.
No. Look, seriously, did you hear that?
Yes, it's me. I can no longer hold my silence. For weeks I've sat here being a lamp watching you two speak your literary drivel. I've got much to offer. I've read books, you know. This week's topic is about something that I'm particularly knowledgeable about.
Fine, go on then if you think you can do any better. I'm going to go and have a cup of tea.
The moment I've been waiting for. Hello there. My name is Lamp and I'm from OtherWise Education, and today we're going to be learning how to write magical realism. So, what is magical realism, I hear you ask? Well, if you've read any of David Armand's books, like Skellig or The Savage, then you've probably met the genre. Magical realism is where the magical and the real meet, but unlike fantasy or science fiction, the magic doesn't seem to bend or change the real world as we know it. Instead, it appears to just fit in with it. The line between reality and fantasy becomes blurred, and characters just accept the strangeness for what it is.
Thank you, Lamp. I think I'll take it from here.
If you must.
Anyway, magical realism often combines the magical and the fantasy, but with a gritty reality. And the gritty reality is really important to distinguish it from fantasy and other genres such as science fiction. So let's take an example you might have heard of, Skellig, written by David Armand, one of my favourite books. And in this book, Michael is grappling with really horrible issues. His baby sister's just been born and she's in hospital, seriously ill. And Michael's in a new home, so he's feeling really disassociated from everyone. And he discovers a creature in his garage. Now this creature is like a man. He eats mice, insects and Chinese food, and yet he has a pair of wings. So this mythical strange creature living in the garage starts to befriend Michael. We never really discover what this strange creature is, but the wings indicate he might be an angel. And at one chapter in the book, when things have got really bad for Michael's sister, him and his friend Mina and the creature Skellig get together and are actually lifted from the ground as if in flight. Now, in magical realism, flight often indicates a release of emotion or a sense of freedom. And after this event, Michael's sister actually recovers and becomes better, therefore really signifying that maybe this was an angel or an intervention of some sort. Once Michael's sister's better, Skellig disappears just like he arrived with no explanation. And this is a real trope of magical realism. The thing that makes magical realism so exciting, such a great genre to write, is because we have the real gritty realism combined with the fantasy. Magical realism doesn't need to explain the magical, it's just accepted as if we were in a dream. So the juxtaposition between the hard-hitting reality and the fantasy makes magical realism a really exciting genre to read and to write. You can tackle themes such as grief, love, loneliness, anger, bullying, and you don't need to rely on metaphors or cliches to describe them. In fact, you're only limited by your magical imagination. So, grief can be turned into a character, anger can be written into a living, breathing thing. So, where do we begin when we write magical realism?
Well, how about starting with an inanimate object being the narrator?
Oh, now that is a really good idea. In fact, in magical realism, that actually happens quite a lot.
Oh, I suppose you're gonna steal my idea now then, huh?
So maybe an object can give us a different perspective on a human situation.
Hey, who are you calling an object?
And then that object's perspective actually gives us more insight into that human's feelings and emotions and the life that they're living at that moment.
Oh, right. So what am I? Just some sort of accessory in your own introspection? I've had it with you. Have a look around your bedroom. Choose an object that's always in your room, just like I'm always in here. Imagine what this object could say about you. What might it want to tell about you? They know very well as they see and hear you every single day.
That is a brilliant idea. I could write on my bedside table. I keep my journal in there so it'll know all my deepest, darkest secrets and all the junk that I don't know where else to put.
So, pay attention to your dreams. When we dream, we accept all of the bizarre things. This is my tip number 2. I'm taking over, Joe. That happen without question. Reality can be completely altered in your dreamscapes. So keep a notepad by your bed, and when you wake up, maybe you could jot down any particularly interesting dreams.
Oh, that's brilliant. You know, the other night I had a dream that my body was completely human, except I had a dog's head. Imagine what would happen if a part of our body actually changed. Maybe a character's been really mean and wakes up one morning with a long rat's tail.
Oh, come on now, Joe. Come on, we've not got all day. Time marches on, you know. And I'm so hungry, my stomach thinks my throat's been cut.
That's a great idea, Lamp. Metaphors and cliches are a really good starting point. Imagine if we took them literally.
I mean, I wasn't trying to be helpful, I was just wanting some food, but okay.
We can go wild with this. Just the metaphor, my stomach feels like my throat's been cut. Imagine if we woke up one morning and we had a massive hole in our throat, and every time we swallowed our food just fell out. What would happen? Or that saying, oh, has the cat got your tongue? What if the cat really did have our tongue?
Oh, Joe, I'm sick of hearing you go on about all of these cliches. It really gets my goat when you steal my thunder, sitting there in your ivory tower acting like a little kid in a candy store. Well, let me share one with you here. If a cat is the judge, then the rat can't win its case. That's Swahili. What does a monkey know about the taste of ginger? That's what I think about you, Joe Castro. That is a Hindi proverb.
Enough! What I wanted to say is that the cliches and metaphors I use are the ones that are familiar to me, but different languages and cultures have different metaphors for different things. So play around with the ones that you and your family might use. So we've been exploring magical realism. So here are my 3 top tips for getting started. 1, bring inanimate objects to life. 2, harness the peculiarities of your dreams. And 3, play around with metaphors. So that's all from me for today. Sorry about him, but I'll see you next time. Bye.
I won't rest until those humans are gone and I'm the YouTuber. It's gonna take more than a switched off plug to stop me. I'm gonna follow you through the lengths of time. Bye.